friends of the internet. Today I came up with the realization that I am a loner a lot of the time. The last time I spoke with someone was probably my boss or my coworkers. I haven't hung out with friends in a while, actually, now that I think about it. But I've come to realize I'm not really alone in the fact that I'm alone. And that makes me feel a little bit better about it. I feel like most of us at this young age are starting their adult lives, I guess. And most of us don't have as much time as we used to hang out. I mean, either we're doing school or having a full-time job or both. And I think that can make some people feel a bit alone. I feel like I saw somewhere where it said that Gen Z is like the loneliest generation compared to like other generations. And I don't even doubt it one bit. But believe me when I say I am an expert at being alone. I am the most qualified person to speak on this topic since I am a lonely child.
Sorry, Sue Ellen. It's a brother and sister race. Maybe there's a contest for lonely children after this. It's only children, DW.
A lonely child is what you're gonna be when I sell you.
Yes, I grew up an only child, if you didn't already notice. Growing up, I was always trying to make friends with other kids. I was always trying to catch other people's attention. I think that's just kind of a only child thing. And I became a menace to a lot of the teachers. You know, like whenever you had your calendar, at the end of the day, it had like a happy face, which was like a green one, and then like a sad face if you had a warning, and it was yellow. And then if you really like messed up that day, you had a red face, with like a mad face. Well, I always had the yellow one. Maybe a few times the red one, but mostly the yellow one. I always had a warning. Or you know the thing on the wall where you would put your card. If you acted out, the teacher would make you put your card in yellow or red or whatever. I had yellows on those too. Yeah. Interesting, I'm wearing yellow today. My mother was also diagnosed with cancer when I was 6. And before you say, why are you putting out her business like that?
What does this have to do with being lonely?
Did you miswrite the title? You see, my point is, it's at your lowest moments in your life that you realize who is actually your friend. And I saw that with my mom, very young. The amount of friends my mom had pre-diagnosis compared to the amount she had post-diagnosis was crazy, astonishing. Not to mention family as well, but that's another story. One of my mom's coworkers, which was supposedly now her friend, the last day that my mom saw her, she told her that she couldn't be friends with her anymore because it was too much for her. Too much for you? Sorry, I didn't know you were the sick one. You know, people leave during those hard moments that you really actually need them the most. And you start to realize who is really your friend and who is not. I've also had to begin new career changes, new hobbies on my own. No opinions. I feel like we've all had that one friend that is always low-key hating. Every time you tell them that you are wanting to start that business, they're always going to downgrade it somehow. They're always going to find a way for you not to do it. It's always going to be, oh, but that's so risky. Stay at your job. That's more secure. Do you really think you could handle it? That takes a lot of work. I don't know if you would be able to handle that. I know somebody who did that and they ended up on the street.
Homeless and have nothing to eat and nobody that cares for them. No car, no clothes. Don't even have a place to sleep, no shower.
Do you really want to do that? And I understand some friends are going to tell you in a way that they're caring for you. Like they genuinely actually want to just make sure you're good. But you have to watch out for them. One thing is actually caring for you to make sure you're making a good life choice. But another thing is just speaking out of envy or really just wanting to see your downfall. I honestly, whether it's out of envy or out of fear, I kind of don't want to hear it. You know, I'll take in the advice, but that's about it. Eventually, as I grew older, seeing my mom's experiences and seeing other people's experiences and my own, I've started to actually accept and actually embrace being alone. I feel like being alone is the time where I most feel like myself and I feel the most content, the most at peace. I know a lot of people struggle with being alone. It's just something that a lot of people fear. Some people, I know some people, they just can't be alone a single minute, a single 5 minutes. They can't even stand alone in a place filled with people because they will panic. And so I just wanted to make this video since I am used to it by now. I wanted to make this video to kind of help those people understand that it's okay and embrace it. I began to romanticize everything from hobbies to even chores. Light up a candle, put on some music, or even do that hobby or chore you've been putting on for a while, because if you don't romanticize it, then who will? I feel like even if you don't romanticize the most lamest things, you're just going to be miserable your whole entire life. I also started to do things I wish others would do for me. You know, buy yourself some flowers. Take yourself out on a date. Take yourself to a coffee shop, to the park, to dinner. Life is too short for you to not do those things and to be waiting for people to appreciate and acknowledge you. Do it yourself. Girl, Miley even said it. You can buy yourself flowers. Do you like daisies? Go get daisies. You like roses? Go get some roses. You like dandelions? Go get some from your backyard. If you have some alone time, another thing you can do is to learn something you've always wanted to learn, but you never got the chance to, or you never set up your mind to do it. You can do it now that you're alone. I've spent my time learning things that I wish I would have learned sooner, or that I never got the chance to. For me, it's reading a lot of books about business or psychology or whatever I'm feeling at the moment. I guarantee you, time goes by fast when you find something you enjoy that you don't even realize you're alone in the moment. You're not even going to notice that nobody has texted you within the past day. Now, if you hated all my options and you hated all the advice I just gave you, then maybe you haven't cooked in a while, or maybe you don't know how to cook. Why don't you try learning a new skill, a new hobby? Try making that Pinterest meal that you've been wanting to make, and if you fail, nobody's going to be there to judge you, and nobody's going to be there to taste how bad it is. If you end up actually succeeding and end up making a good Pinterest meal, nobody's going to be there to congratulate you because you're lonely. But it's a win-win still. I like to Netflix and chill alone. You want to watch that show you've been wanting to watch for like the 10th time already? Nobody's going to judge you, remember? You're a loner. You like a kid's show even though you're pushing 21? Who cares? You're alone. And the best part is the snacks. You get to enjoy them and eat all of them because you don't have anybody to share with. Sharing is caring, but not in this case because you don't have anybody to care for. In all honesty, I can't say I'm always happy to be a loner. Even as an only child, sometimes it does hit you that you're alone. Aww. But as my mom, my Hispanic mother would say, it's good to be in... No, it's better to be alone than to be in bad company. I think it's good to have a good few friends that actually care for you. Quality is better than quantity. I have a few good friends that I really appreciate and that I believe are really true friends. And I would say if you do have a few good friends, even like 1, 2, take the time to appreciate those good friends because it's really hard to find people like that. So don't forget about them. And don't forget, it's okay to be alone. That's all I have to say. Goodbye.